Hi guys, Paul from PABrewNews, and I realized I just really need to clean this table, and I haven't yet. So there's a little note for you for the beginning of the beer review. Today we have a beer from the Johnny G from Crafty Beer Reviews. So please go over and check out Johnny G's channel if you haven't already, Crafty Beer Reviews. Alrighty, so what are we going to do? We have three choices. Aha! Fatheads Sunshine Daydream Session Ale. This is one of the new-fangled session IPAs, I'm assuming. 4.9% alcohol by volume with 60 IBUs. Peace, love, and hoppiness. So, Fatheads Brewery is from Middleburg Heights, Ohio. Flatheads.com. Yeah, so from what I can say, this is basically a very hoppy, low ABV session IPA, as they like to call it. It seems to me like it's a pale ale with less malt base and more hops. It's just a real hopped up pale ale. The only problem is because they want to get a very low ABV, sometimes they tend to have kind of a very, very soft malt base to the point where there is no malt base. All Day IPA, for example, it's so light. Wow, that's got a nice haze on it. Nice hop haze. I was drinking water out of this glass earlier. There's some bubbles sticking on the side. Let's get a nose. Oh, okay, that's resiny, piney, earthy. I'm picking up grapefruit. Squeeze grapefruit out of there. Yep, a lot of piney, resiny, earthiness. Yep, pine, resin, earthy, grapefruit. I'm not picking up, well, at least I can't really seem to get a lot more than that, but they're very pronounced. I mean, they're very nice. Alright, kind of West Coasty in a way. Alright, let's get into it. Cheers. Super smooth. The hops are more at the front, and then they die off as it goes down. And then you have this like soft cereal grain, slight warm bread kind of a thing going on. Very, very soft though. In the back trailing. Little tiny bit of earthy pininess sticking around, but very little. Very soft IBUs for the bitterness, I mean. This goes down lager smooth and real smooth. It's got a high, thin mouthfeel. There's a little bit of bitterness now that can detect. Very subtle though. Very nice. It's got a lot of tasty hops. Those resiny kind of pine notes are real pronounced. The grapefruit kind of rides under everything, but the malt base is super low, so only the hops are really showcasing until the end when the hops kind of die out. This kind of tells me they put most of their hops in at the finishing stage, so it was more flavor and not extreme, bitterness, astringent bitterness. So that's a smart thing to do too. See if there's anything else in there. Pop it all in. Still that nice haze. Super smooth. Super smooth. Little kick and waft of hops, then it kind of fades away. Very soft malt base. I mean, I'm just not a fan of this hype, this session IPA hype. Make a solid balanced pale ale with a low ABV and nice hop character. They already have those out there. Like, I've heard Alpha King, for instance. I don't know what the ABV is on this, obviously, but I've heard this is a pale ale that's amazing. So, but that being said, this is a nice drop. It is. And it's super smooth and really nice nice tasting. Unfortunately, there's no malt base really, but so just very faint stuff. But if you just want a lot of hops and nothing else, and you want to crush these bad boys, this is it. This is it. I'm going to give this one overall. Overall, this is probably one of the best ones that I've had. Yeah. Looking at it, tasting it. It's still not wowing me. It's still not wowing me into that wow. But for what it is, I think it's very solid. And I'm probably going to give this one, like for instance, Sam Adams Rebel IPA. For what that was, what it was trying to be, it did it really well, and I'm very happy with those guys. For this, what it's trying to be, this is fucking solid. It's really well, and I think a lot of people like this. But for me, I'm going to give it an 8.5. That's still a very good grade. It is very good, and believe me, crushable, yes. Enjoyable, yes. 8.5. This is, if this had a little bit more body to it, and didn't up the ABV, but just had a little bit more flavor to the body, I think I'd actually give this a 9 and try to buy this a lot. So believe me, I don't mind it at all. This has been Paul from PABrewNews. Cheers.